shouldn't be blue. I want it to be true. Don't want to be trapped on doing what I should. Don't want to work all day, always dressed in gray. Responsibilities.
Thank you for watching the Rebel Podcast. One of the things that I got to share was I got to take a weekend off of the boot camp and actually go with my friend Robin, and we went to Savannah, Georgia, and it was amazing. We had some of the greatest food and experiences down there that anyone could ask for. So I'm going to share a little bit of that with you. So Robin is enjoying her Savannah wonderful Bloody Mary.
A trailer park, pickle juice, Bloody Mary.
Yeah, we have only the finest trailer park around here. But it looks so yummy. Look at the pickles and the olives. All that fresh fruit. Robin, I'm so glad you're doing a healthy drink.
Well, you got to be healthy somewhere.
It's got to be better than a smoothie. I'm just going to have a plain old, what do you call this? Oh my God, I forgot the name. A Guinness, that's right. I'm so tired and burnt out from my boot camp training, I can't tell you. But the Guinness is delicious. Are interested in having a spa experience, it is a great place to go. And if you would just like to get away and just relax and meditate, it's also a great place to go. I had an amazing experience at the spa down there, and Robin and I just, when we came out of there, we were just absolutely chill. I'll tell you, they have some very fine spas down there. So Robin and I are here at the spa, and we're trying to relax, and we're toasting. Cheers. So let's do it. Cheers. We deserve it.
Yes, we do.
Up at DeSoto, they have a wonderful pool where you can sit, talk, enjoy, have your bathing suit on, get a little tan. There's really wonderful food in Savannah. We ate all local cuisine. We even ate some Argentinian food, very authentic pastries and empanadas. Totally amazing. So we were hooked on that for breakfast. And I had, instead of having like a sausage, egg, and cheese like I would normally get maybe at a McDonald's, I had a beef empanada that was just delicious. And the wonderful lady who ran the restaurant was kind enough to spend time to tell us how these were made and all of the cool things about them. But if you haven't had an empanada, Robin and I both recommend it. If you haven't had any Argentinian pastries, 100% you got to try them. They are like totally on the par with French pastries. Excellent. And they're petite, but they're delicious and they're quite filling. And all I got to say is if you don't like their pastries, I don't know what's going to make you happy. So I'm at this wonderful little pastry shop, and they have empanadas. And look at, they even put the names on them. They're so amazing. I've got to try these. They're from Argentina. And they just have the most amazing pastries here. This is carrot cake, and they have breakfast sandwiches. But everything is done so well. A lot of stuff from Latin America, South America. And then they have wonderful coffees from South America and tea. Nice mate for drinking. Look at this beautiful apple cake. What flavors are these little? They got these little cakes here. They're called frolla. Wonderful looking and beautiful cookies. What's not to love in Savannah? Have you ever wondered about these cemeteries? These really old ancient cemeteries, and who's buried there? Well, Robin and I went to one of these really historic cemeteries. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but down in Savannah, Georgia, they have all kinds of ghost tours. They have grave tours, they have grave site cemetery tours. They also talk a lot about their history and the haunted houses that they have there. I didn't go into any of those because I was on a weekend trying to enjoy and just have like a spa moment from my boot camp experience. But next, Robin and I explored Colonial Park Cemetery that served as Savannah Cemetery for more than a century. It has over 9,000 graves. It was established in 1750, and by 1789 it had been expanded 3 times, and its current size is about 6 acres. It is located in the very heart of Savannah's historic district. So we're actually at a beautiful historic cemetery, which we found by accident just walking around having breakfast. But it's such a beautiful area. Oh, Savannah is so amazing. Look at all that Spanish moss, and look at Robin. Robin is rocking this outfit. I love it. Of course, she is Miss Coordination to the nines. Robin, how do you do it?
They even have palm trees here.
They mix the palms and the azaleas and all the deciduous foliage, trees, bushes with the palm trees. It makes it look so elegant with the Spanish moss. And then these beautiful light poles. Through November, this cemetery is very popular for local citizens and tourists. It has a park-like cemetery, and it's closed for internments, and it has been closed for internments since 1853. It is the oldest intact municipal cemetery in Savannah. Famous artists are also buried here. We often forget about how disease hit this country and all over the world. In this cemetery where Robin and I are today, many of the victims lost their life to the Great Yellow Fever epidemic of 1820, and they're buried here. Nearly 700 Savannians died that year, including 2 local physicians who lost their lives caring for the stricken. Several epidemics followed, and in 1854, the Savannah Benevolent Association was organized to aid the families of the fever victims. This is how big this tree is. It is massive, and the reach up here is incredible. So this is why we come to places like this, to enjoy the beauty. So every time I think I found the most huge tree in this cemetery, then I come across another one. And honestly, Robin, when you say this has got to be like the biggest, the oldest tree here.
I would say so, but it's fascinating, isn't it?
It's very fascinating. I wish they would put up signs in here and bring in some people that are really expert on how old these trees are. I love how not only we have Spanish moss on this tree, but like up in Seattle and in the Washington state, we've got ferns growing literally out of this thing. So this tree has so many colonies of different life forms on it. It's really a major part of the ecosystem here. And it's right up against this row of beautiful crypts for all these military colonels and majors that fought for this country. The cemetery also offers a little fountain for horses to drink out of. And Robin and I found the first original Keebler elf tree. And somebody has shut the door tonight, so we can't get in. But this tree is massive. I hope they bring us out some cookies. Have you seen any cookies, Robin?
No, I haven't.
Darn. Robin and I finally made it here after several years. to the Old Pink House Restaurant and Tavern, and there are two taverns inside of this 1771 house. It's the only mansion that remained that wasn't burned to the ground during all of the goings on here. And in the basement, the tavern that we ate in and had a nice drink in, that is where the guys got together in 1771 and actually started planning for the revolution, the Revolutionary War. And this is all located in this beautiful town of Savannah, Georgia. And it's right across from this amazing square with all these big live oaks here. Just a really picturesque setting. Hey Robin, what do you think of the Old Pink House?
I love the cellar.
Yes.
Can't wait to see the rest of the house.
This tavern is amazing down here. Not
Reminds
sure.
me of being in Ireland.
It does. It really does. And I love the fact that the beams up here are just enormous. They're super wide. This is one of the top restaurants in Savannah, and I can see why. It's got an atmosphere that doesn't quit. But Robin and I are going to sneak upstairs, and we're going to see what makes this place so famous.
Don't miss the shoe buckles.
What shoe buckle?
Right after this armor on the left, there is a display case higher up on the wall with James Haversham buckles from 1800.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I love this big clock in the corner. Oh my God, there's the shoe buckles. Look at that. They look like they're from Hollywood. Those are from the 1800s, from James Haversham. I love the crystal chandeliers that are sailing ships.
The oldest example actually that still exists in the entire country today. And the reason for that is because Savannah was essentially on fire for the first 150 years, and there was this huge fire in 1796 that was caused by the turpentine from the trading, and it set the entire city ablaze, and this was the only mansion that remained. There were other structures, but this was fully intact. So this is all the original woodworking and millwork and window panels and
I noticed the crown molding is still.
I'm a sucker for some good crown molding.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What's your favorite style of architecture?
I have an Italianate.
That's fine.
I love it.
There's actually, if you go outside of the square right out front, there's a plaque that says Italians in Savannah. And it explains there's so many Italian immigrants here. That's why there's so much Italian architecture.
I'll have to take a look at that. So pretty. And the fireplace. So beautiful. Each room in this elegant mansion offers crystal chandeliers, beautiful historic paint colors, and beautiful interior design to enjoy fine dining choices with. And the food here is just amazing. Look at the amazing. This is tavern number 2 in the Old Pink Mansion. So this is the second bar. It's really cool in here. All the antlers and all of the sea vibe that they had from the Madeira ship. So right across the street from the Old Pink House is this little promenade in the middle of this park with these grand, beautiful, amazing live oaks. Right over here is Luca's old theater, where Robin and I filmed for Hallmark, what, 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
It was before COVID.
Yes.
And it was cold in there, and all they gave us to eat was white bread and some peanut butter and some knives and nothing to drink. How cruel is that? I love the Lucas Theater original billboard in August of 1920. The theater announced it would add air conditioning known as refrigerated air or man-made weather in 1926, 20 years before widespread use. So Robin and I are on the move going to this restaurant called The Gray. And David recommended this. It has a real deco outside and it's reservation only unless you get here before noon. So we're trying to sneak in here. And this is The Gray. It's named for the Greyhound bus station. And it is now the wonderful Gray restaurant. And right behind is the Greyhound bus station. So you can see, it's kind of hidden up there in the trees. But it's Art Deco. It's really beautiful. And this place really books up. So I'm gonna try to get a bigger shot here. It's this wonderful diner, and it's huge. It's down here in Savannah, Georgia, and they have really amazing selection on the menu. Without an advanced reservation, we ate in the bar area, but loved it and loved the big Art Deco windows. What a treat. So in here, we're looking out this magnificent Art Deco window at the Greyhound bus station, which is now a restaurant called The Gray, in the bar area. And we're here right before all of the customers start coming in, and it's reservation only. The Art Deco interior is barely touched. Stands just wonderful to celebrate a great meal with good friends and to have a great Sunday brunch or anytime food. Enjoy the Art Deco architecture, chandeliers, and different special touches. Aren't their water bottles amazing? I love the Greyhounds. I had the duck pastrami, sauerkraut, poached egg, and potato rosti. Robin enjoyed an omelet with farm eggs, Meadow Creek tomate, and lettuces. We both thought they were wonderful meals. When I got back home, David and I decided to take a quick trip down to an Airbnb in Nebraska City. So David and I are here at our Airbnb, and we have stayed in a barn tonight. And we decided to come down here. My birthday month is October, so this is how we're kicking off the month. And I just wanted to show you around the property a little bit. We came out last night and there were deer out here grazing on the grounds. But this barn is so cool. It's over 100 years old. It's got a tin roof on it. And then back here in the back, you can see this is where they had the horses. And on the ground down here are wild rhubarb. The two women that actually run this place are both chefs. They give cooking classes here. My favorite thing here is this oak tree, and this is a bur oak. It has beautiful acorns. It's huge. It's got to be about 300 years old. Down here below it, they have a wonderful pond, and even though it's October, water hyacinths blooming, and they have water lettuce in there. So these are all tropical plants, but they're still going, and it's in October. You can also see the waterfall that starts up by the back door and meanders down the hill under this cute little bridge. Walking inside this old barn is so cute. It's the way it's decorated. So we have a wooden bench, got wainscoting along the walls. And then one of my favorite things are these rakes. I love how the curtain rods are rakes. just different kinds of old antique rakes. And then they have like suspender hardware for the curtains, and the curtains are made out of blue jeans. So I think that's really cute, sticking with the theme. All the pillows, quilts, everything are made from patchwork blue jean material. More benches, big old wooden antique trunk, and look at the bed. It's made out of actual trees cut down, and then some old timbers that they put together, and they made a king-size bed. And there is a second floor to this barn. You can also see the chandelier is an old egg basket. The bathroom has a very cool barn door. Look at that, isn't that cool? An original barn door. Then we have a ladder that holds the towels. Here we have a walk-in shower with a rain shower head. But this is what I wanted to show you. I love the mirror. It's an old horse implement. So that would have went around the horse's head. Then I like the light bulb. It's sort of reminiscent of really early electricity. The table or the stand for the wash bowl is on a very primitive wooden timber base. And of course we have a real indoor plumbing situation going on. But I love this antique feed bag that they hung on the wall, and it's really from Nebraska City, which is where this place is. Now we're off to Apple House, one of our favorite places for apple picking. Welcome to Apple House Market, Porter's gift shop and wine bar, right across the street from the J. Sterling Morton Mansion from the Morton Salt Empire. So now we're at Arbor Lodge Farm, and this is where all the apple orchards, all the beautiful different apples are grown here. And David is going to be picking apples so he can make some wonderful pies. But looking out across the field here, those are all the trees in the apple orchard. It goes on for quite a ways. You'll notice here we also have fields of wildflowers that help with pollination. And the Arbor Day Foundation helps to make sure that we have plenty of trees. We've got a tour going on here, Tree Adventure. When you sign up for the Tree Adventure, they give you a bald cypress tree to plant. But only part of this is open to the public. A lot of it's closed off because with over 80,000 people, they picked a lot of the all the Honeycrisp apples are gone. But you can see, looking at the trees from here, there's also lots of apples on the ground that have fallen off. The crop was 2 weeks early this year. Each trail is marked. So like, for example, this is Fuji apples. And they have signs telling you where the apples are. This is Jonah Gold. But you can see lots of apples on the ground here too. This tree has loads of apples on it. Beautiful apples. This is called a wine sap. You like wine sap too. A wine sap apple has a lot of flavor and a lot of juice. But look at all the apples on the ground. The squirrels must go wild in this place. The apples are very nice. They're not buggy. We have Jonathan over here. We have Brayburn there. My favorite are Granny Smith's. These are my favorite apples in the whole wide world. They have tons of them. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna go down and get a carameled apple. I want a Granny Smith carameled apple with peanuts on the outside. So at Arbor Day Farms, This is where all of these beautiful orchards are for probably at least 30 different varieties of apples that you can come and pick. Back in those pine trees up on the bluff is the J. Sterling Morton Mansion. Welcome to the J. Sterling Morton Mansion, one of America's castles. I'm walking up this century-old brick driveway, but it's so pretty here. I love it. It's so serene. Just think, this is where the Morton family came and went every day. He is the founder of Morton Salt, and you can see the mansion on America's Castles. I've been there many times. I just love the house, and the farm sits right across the road from the house. It is a beautiful, well-run farm, and they host many events here. They also have a winery here. So if you're in Nebraska City and you want a nice place to go, they have a restaurant. They had the lead conference center with a Class A restaurant in there. And they also have a spa. And so you can come here, you can relax, you can hear how tranquil it is, gentle breeze. And this day is kind of rare. It's October the 3rd. Right now, I'm not exactly sure the exact temperature, but it's pretty close to 70, which is highly unusual for Nebraska at this time of the year. And the apples that we have picked today are just beautiful. How plentiful the apples are here. And this is after 80,000 people have been here the last 2 weekends. I love furniture and I love art. Somebody hand carved this chair, and it has dragonflies on the back. It's got a big sunflower, but this is at the Tree Adventure here, and I gotta tell you, this is really a piece of art, and it looks like it's from the 70s. Fine furniture. So plant nature and celebrate. So they have natural wood wall. It's like a twig wall. I love it. And these are the apples that you do not have to hand pick. They've got them all picked for you. So they have Empire, they have Brayburn, they have Jonah Gold, Fuji. Most of the apples that they have available here, Red Delicious, are not available in most grocery stores or available for consumers outside of the mansion here. They also grow a lot of corn in Iowa and Nebraska, so we have a lot of popcorn, seasonings, all kinds of cool stuff. Now we're gonna go into the gift shop. So they have fresh cider that you can buy here, all kinds of popcorn, all kinds of wonderful, tasty delights. And the restaurant is over on that side, but it's not open right now. The winery is through the doors here, and you can actually go in and watch them process. Here's where they process the wonderful apple cider, and you can see some of the jugs there. You can see some of the big bins of apples over against the wall down there. Just huge bins of apples. Lots of kids come here to the Arbor Day Farms, and they celebrate the culture that is ingrained in this Nebraska city for apples, trees, rejuvenation of the earth, and good old fresh organic produce. Thank you for watching this episode of the Rebel Podcast. Now go and glow.